Good morning, everyone. How are you? Thank you for joining the meeting. Today, we wanted to continue to study this topic, how to maintain positive attitude in changing world. Last time we discussed the phenomenon that every time when we have a chance to observe ourselves, we wanted to use some time, observe yourself physically and mentally in order to understand who we are, what we are. So we may develop ability to adjust ourselves and correct ourselves. Today, I wanted to go to another direction. As a human being, as long as you have this body, when the body is healthy, we are okay. We can eat, we can sleep, we can work, we can go out and meet people. Basically, this body just like a vehicle. As long as it's functioning correctly, we can use it as the way we want. How about this car is broken? This body is ill. Then what should we do? How can we continue to manage ourselves in this kind of condition in order to take care of ourselves? In my life, I had a few times of serious illness. Once in Taiwan because of a serious injury. Then I was ill for almost 6 months. Then the second time, it was in Houston in 1982 because I was allergic to vitamin Bs. Finally, we discovered that was the cause. Then until 2013, I was ill seriously again in the year. First, I discovered that I had a stomach problem. I couldn't eat properly. All kinds of food. After I eat a little, it's going to cause serious pain, uncomfortable feeling around my stomach. Even drinking water was not suitable. Even you cannot drink normal water. That's terrible. And so every time when I started to have a meal, I was not comfortable sitting by the table because anything that I eat is going to cause trouble around my stomach. After I had this problem for about 2 or 3 weeks, slowly I was losing my sleep. So from one problem, then develop another problem. Finally, I couldn't sleep day and night. 24 hours a day, you are awake. Normally, if I feel I cannot sleep for a week, that's okay for me. Sometimes because of jet lag, I couldn't sleep for a week, that's okay. 2 weeks, barely okay. But after 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, you never be able to sleep. That was terrible. That was terrible. Every time when I took a shower, you feel there's a pressure in the shower room. The ceiling is too low. The air is too humid. You feel there is a kind of uncomfortable feeling around you. And when you feel you wanted to sit down for a while, you feel the body doesn't allow you to sit too long. Your stomach doesn't feel comfortable. So at the time, the only thing that made me feel more better is walking meditation. So I walk, yeah, for a very long time. Sometimes about 8 or 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day. My feet was having very heavy layer of skin, and I never had that. But somehow I developed the kind of skin under my feet because of a long time of walking. Yeah. Then you feel anything around you, you wanted to disconnect from them because you feel you are tired. You don't have energy. Yeah. You feel probably there's some kind of isolation around you. You feel you are not able to connect with the outside world. So at this moment, what we should do, I went to Western doctor. The family doctor couldn't find anything wrong. Then I went to another doctor at a medical center. He couldn't tell me anything. Yeah, what caused this illness? Because after he read my reports about blood tests, he said, nothing wrong with you, Venerable. Yeah. And even when I was in California, a Chinese doctor from Hong Kong, he's a very experienced doctor. He told me that, Reverend, don't worry. Yeah, be patient. Yeah, I'm going to use 2 weeks to cure your illness. But somehow after 2 weeks, I was still the same. 3 weeks, I was still the same until the 5th week. After 5 weeks of taking his medication, herbs, I came back to Houston. I said, I don't want to take any medication, Western medication or Eastern medication. No more medicine, no more herbs. Okay, I just wanted to, find my own way and to take care of myself. Actually, it was difficult to face the kind of feeling, the kind of illness. Are you going to call this depression? Are you going to call this stress? Are you going to call this anxiety? In English, I try to check. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, I may have the kind of same experience, okay, in the category. But sometimes I still feel I'm the last doctor to check on myself. Yeah. So I was trying to identify, to understand, is this illness caused by psychological problem? So one day I started to write everything that I feel I'm worried about on the paper. So I try to write it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, I collect 7 items. So I wanted to carefully analyze this. Which one is the real worry, or which two are the real worry that I'm strongly attached to? So having this illness. But somehow after I wrote it down on the paper for about 2 weeks, I check carefully, ask myself, do I really worry about this? Then slowly I cross those items one by one. Then I said, psychologically, I'm okay. But physically, I'm in pain. One doctor at medical center, He said, Reverend, I can feel your feeling. That is torture. In California, one Chinese doctor told me, Venerable, I could understand your feeling. You are just in the oven, baked by low heat. You are not going to die at this moment, but it's painful. So physically, I was very, very, very uncomfortable. Even emotionally, you have some kind of a feeling around you. You feel something wrong with the air. Okay, you are very sensitive to any sound, any noise. Of course, in the evening, you couldn't sleep. In the evening, you couldn't rest. Also in the daytime, you couldn't rest either. So every morning when I see the sun rise, I was asking me, how can I manage myself to pass the daytime? When the sun is setting down, I'm going to ask me, how can I take care of myself in order to go through this evening? Every day, you are in certain kind of helplessness and also in certain kind of fear. Yeah, there's a certain kind of fear. So how are you going to use a proper name for this kind of illness? And I think in Western society, probably you are going to the doctor. The doctor will give you pills, certain kind of pills, calm down your feeling, make you feel you can maybe rest, perhaps make you feel you forget certain thinking. But for me, after I analyzes my feelings, I told myself, physically I'm in pain, something wrong with my body, but psychologically I'm okay. Basically, I'm still have certain kind of inner peace, because every day walking meditation, if I could sitting meditation was the only practice in my daily life. Besides this, nothing that I should worry about. So basically, I was in certain kind of a concentration mentally. So I told myself, as long as I can breathe, I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, my illness is changing. This is impermanent, permanent phenomenon. So one day I could get well again. So basically, those simple thoughts are always in my mind and make me feel that I don't have to create more disappointment or unnecessary feelings around me. So right now, I wanted to go to this part. As a Buddhist, when you feel there's illness around you, can we separate our body and the mind? Okay, don't let your body's illness to disturb your mind. This is my point today. And according to my personal experience, I feel this is possible. This is not impossible. This is possible. Yeah. And if we cannot do this, we go to doctors and take pills. Of course, I can see many people, they depend on those pills for the rest of their life. Sometimes they cannot liberate from the depending on those pills. Okay. Then, of course, that's difficult. That's difficult. Yeah. So after one day, I talked to a member, and he's also a Chinese doctor. And he said, Venerable, in my understanding, you have a lot of heat in your stomach. As long as you can cure this stomach problem, you are going to gain sleep back naturally. At first, I did not believe in him. I said, right now, I don't know, what caused what. Basically, I don't want to take Western medicine. I don't want to take any more herbs. Okay. He said, Venerable, could you please listen to me once? Listen to me once. Have confidence in my judgment once. He was kind of, uncomfortable in front of me, and he was trying to help me. Then I said, okay, because I know you for many decades, okay, and you do want to help me. Let me try your herbs for about 3 days, okay? And within 3 days, I'm going to check myself because my body is so sensitive. After I took those capsules, those are powdered herbs, for 1 day, I started to feel my stomach was getting better, feeling better. After 3 days, I could eat a little more food whenever I have a meal. After a week, tremendous improvement around my body. Then I said, what should I eat normally in my daily life? He said, Venerable, bitter squash has cool nature. So you should eat more bitter squash. In Chinese, we say 苦瓜. Okay? Don't eat those fried food. Okay? Ginger is very hot. Don't eat ginger. You wanted to select food that has a cool nature. So I changed my diet from that week. I slowly changing my diet and eating more food with cool nature. Somehow, after 2 months, I slowly gaining my sleep back again. I think I had the illness in March of 2013. Then I slowly gaining sleep in December of the year. And finally, I continued to use some time to gain my ability to think, to talk, to write, slowly in 2014. Because after a long time, no sleep, your nerve, the whole body was in very weak condition. And but even I was very weak, every day I still maintaining my smiling face as long as possible. Okay, I wanted to relax myself. I focused my mind on my breath, and also always, detach from those physical reactions. Because if you react all the time, especially every time when the physical condition reacts, make you feel very negative, of course, your mind will be disturbed. But fortunately, my mind was on the right track. I separate my mind from my physical changing phenomenon. So finally, I'm okay. And without, Western medication, and even taking some herbs for some time, for a few months, then I'm okay. So I wanted to share this experience with you. And I hope every one of us, you are going to find a way to understand your body. Also be able to separate your body and the mind whenever you feel there's a pain. Not long ago, a few days ago, I cut my finger. Okay, after I cut my finger, and there's a pain on this finger. When I wash, when the finger is wet, it's not comfortable. But I try to tell myself the finger will be okay after a few days. Okay, and don't react on this pain all the time. Sometimes just forget it. And finally, I found that bandage is helpful. So after I put a bandage on it, I don't feel anything at all. It's not going to scratch. So sometimes you find a way that ignore this, separate your mind from your body. So this cut is not going to disturb me all the time. Okay. Today, it's almost 90% well. Yeah. So I wish all of us were going to have a healthy body, especially healthy mind. Okay. And so we can take care of ourselves. Thank you.